Jake Gyllenhaal is basically the new Leonardo DiCaprio of Hollywood, and it's kind of just like, when is this guy gonna get his Oscar? Hey everyone, it's Sharana from Pay Your Weight, and today I'm going to be reviewing Stronger, directed by David Gordon Green, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal and Tatiana Maslany. So basically, Stronger is a true story based on Jegg Bauman, who was a victim and survivor of the Boston City Marathon. This movie actually goes into what happened on that day, how he lost his legs, and then the movie basically details what his recovery process was, him dealing with the fact that he lost his legs, how this affects everyone around him, and also with him coping with the trauma that happened on that day, and also dealing with becoming Boston's new symbol of hope and their hero overnight, and how he deals with that. So let me go into the performance with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor, and I think that his performance in this film definitely helped the movie go on. And it kind of reminds me of how I felt about Sully. I thought that it was a story that needed to be told, but I felt as though if Tom Hanks wasn't in that role, that the movie basically would have fallen apart. And that's how I feel about Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in Stronger. And I really think that since Leonardo's won his Oscar now, that Jake Gyllenhaal is kind of that new Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, when is this kid going to get an Oscar? Because he does so amazing with his performances, and you can definitely see that within Stronger. Now, as much as I love this film, I felt kind of conflicted watching it. It was kind of just like, this film is good because it's a nice, interesting story about Jegg Bauman. And one of the things that I loved about the character that Jake Gyllenhaal was playing is that it's not just your typical hero or victim. He's a flawed character. You know, there's things that he goes through, and it's not an easy recovery process with him coping with everything. And that's one of the things that I actually liked about the film. Now, as far as the other performances, I would have to say for Patty, his mother, played by Miranda Richardson, I thought that she was another great performance in this movie. She's a supportive mom who's kind of, I wouldn't say alcoholic, but kind of has, like, you know, issues with booze, and she's trying to deal with what happened to her son, and making sure that her son, you know, is seen as this great hero, even though sometimes it doesn't align with Jeff kind of just wanting to deal with this on his own. For Tatiana Maslany, who plays Erin, who is Jeff's girlfriend, I felt as though she did great with her performance. She's a great actress. Most people know her from Orphan. I just felt as though with the material that was given to her, it kind of made it seem as if anyone could have played Erin, and it would have been totally just fine. I thought they kind of slighted her a little bit and could have given her more to work with to deliver just as a strong performance as Jake and Miranda. So I guess I don't really have anything bad to say about the film. It's just an iffy film to me. I think that the time that it came out, most people are going to compare this to Patriots Day, which they shouldn't. It's about the same subject material, but it's two totally different movies. You know, Patriots Day kind of details what happened with the bombers and the steps and that led to them actually capturing the two people who were responsible for the bombing. And Stronger is really just zoning in on one of the victims and really detailing like how they needed to like push through, how they decided to survive and kind of just get along in life with this unfortunate, you know, accident that happened to them. As far as the movie overall, it's a good movie. I just felt as though it was still missing something extra. I know a lot of people have been mentioning this movie could be a potential Oscar contender, and after watching the film, I personally didn't feel as though this was like, you know, a Best Picture, you know, nominated film. Me personally, I think if anything, it would be maybe Jake Gyllenhaal, Miranda Richardson's performances, but that would really depend on the other Oscar movies that are coming out later this year. If they really don't have any competition, I could potentially see, you know, one of them being nominated. But if there's just like an awesome Oscar season, then I really think that this picture just, it wouldn't make it, and the performances might not make it either. Which it makes it hard because I just felt conflicted throughout the whole movie. I was just like, this is a good movie, and I think that it's a story that needed to be told, but I just felt that the director should have just given more to it. Now, an interesting fact about it is Jake Gyllenhaal not only starred in this film, but he actually helped produce the film. And one of the cool things that I learned was for most of the scenes in the hospital, like the doctors, the nurses especially, those were some of the actual nurses that tended to Jegg Bauman, like actually in real life when he was going through this. And also when you see in the physical therapy scenes, those were actually some of his PT therapists who helped him, you know, get back on his feet. So I thought that was really cool, and I think it really, in those scenes, I really felt like, okay, this felt real. This seems like something that would really happen. So I really enjoyed that. But overall, for me, I would still say pay to go see this movie because there was nothing wrong with the movie. I think it's a story that needed to be told. It's amazing to see, like, you know, how he dealt with what happened to him and how he really, like, became a symbol of hope for Boston. So it might be mixed on how people feel about it. I think it's once again, it's a great movie. It's a great story. No, it's a great story, but I wouldn't say great movie. I think it was good. It's perfect if you want to go see it in theaters. You know, if you don't want to see all of the other movies that are coming out this weekend, I think this is a safe bet where you won't be disappointed. So for me, I would say pay to go see it. So as always, my name is Sharonda from Pay or Wait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you soon.